I'm Howard Bragman, and this is Gwissues, and we're going one-on-one with George Takei. So your new book, Oh My, is really about your journey into the internet and social media. Who would have known? It was almost an accident, wasn't it, George? The way you became one of the biggest guys on Facebook.
Well, how that came about, it was an accident and totally unexpected, but it was a very conscious decision. We were developing a musical, a Broadway-bound musical on a very dark chapter of American history. Part of my background, as a child, I was incarcerated in U.S. internment camps. And for me, I was too young to really understand what that was about. And to be honest, I have fond memories of my childhood behind those barbed wire fences. I do remember the barbed wire fences. I remember the sentry tower with the machine guns pointed at us. I remember the searchlight that followed me when I made the night runs to the latrine. But I thought, frankly, it was kind of nice that they lit the way for me when I went to. But for my parents, it brings back only memories of pain and degradation and humiliation. And it is powerful drama, and we wanted to build a musical about it. But it's not the kind of subject that immediately attracts an audience. And certainly we didn't have an established brand like, a Rodgers and Hammerstein musical, Stephen Sondheim. And we had no movie behind it. Plus, it's a little-known subject that's even less understood. And so I said, we got to find some way to build an audience, to till the soil for our trek to Broadway. And so I started initially tweeting and then Facebooking. And I used as my base audience, the obvious one, the geeks and nerds of sci-fi.
As I read the book, you made the point about all you got to do is put a picture of a cat doing just about anything, and you'll get a lot of likes. So I was staying at some little gay hotel, and there was a cat running around. I took a picture of the cat lapping the water, and there were 50 likes before I knew it. So yes, it is a medium for the cat world. Where's the play at right now, George?
Well, we had our world premiere last fall at the Old Globe Theater in San Diego. I had been building that audience and educating the audience and building the appetite for that story and the music from our show.
You went from an actor to one of the most successful social media mavens in the world, which is an interesting transition to make. And, as I read the book, it was interesting. Nobody had much to say, other than positive until you started getting political, didn't they? And yes. That's when the proverbial shit hit the fan, huh?
Well, this is in the same way that I was able to build an audience for Star Trek. It's also an opportunity for me to reach people who are basically decent and fair-minded, in the same way that Howard does that. And so I started expanding the topics that I talked about, and LGBT equality is something that's very near and dear to me, and it's certainly a defined part of my life. And so I started talking about that. And yes, I did get some devil's advocate challenges, but as I continue the conversation, these people are really fair-minded people, and they understood what I was talking about.
I got one more guy to talk to you about, a guy you had a love-hate relationship with, and that's your friend, the Donald, or Donald Trump. Now, you made fun of him online, and then you went on Celebrity Apprentice, then you went to lunch with him to talk gay marriage. Tell me a little about your relationship with Donald.
Well, actually, I first met him when I got the invitation to do Celebrity Apprentice. And I was kind of skittish about that. But Brad, again, pushed me. Brad is the one that makes all the major decisions in my life. He's the one that pushed me to go on the Howard Stern show when I was a little reserved about that. And with the Donald Trump Celebrity Apprentice, too, he was the one that said, George, this is an opportunity to get the word out and maybe convert him. And so I was doing a press conference to promote Celebrity Apprentice. And as the press conference was winding up, I thought I'd get one last comment in. And I said, Mr. Trump, I'd like to invite you to have lunch with me at Jean-Georges, his restaurant at the Trump International Hotel, to discuss marriage equality. And I was girded for a demurral, but he surprised me. He said, George, I think I can learn a thing or two from you. We're off. And so we had a lunch date, but our schedules didn't quite jive. It took about 4 or 5 months before I was here in New York and he could be open for a lunch engagement. So we got together. And this is after New York got marriage equality too. And so I pointed out to him, you're a businessman. What's happened in New York, marriage equality is the rule of the state, and there are going to be a lot of marriages here, not only by New Yorkers, but people coming in from other states to celebrate. And it's going to be a very good business opportunity, and it might be a wise thing for you to be on the right side. And he, being a savvy businessman, he saw that, and he said, you know, I'm evolving like the president. Of course, the president had already evolved by that point, but I got him started on the right track, and I look forward to the time, and I hope it's not too far down the road, that he'll say, yes, marriage equality is only fair. I'm supporting it.
And he'll make millions of dollars with all his gay weddings when he does. So, you know, this has been lovely. It's always great to see you. This has been Gwissues with our friend George Takei. And join us every Friday for a new issue of Gwissues on Gwist TV. Thanks, George, for your time.
Live long and prosper.